and welcome to Knights Arena. I am Scotty Winterton in the booth with my partner Adam Peterson. Heading up the production side is Paul Morrissey. We bring to you tonight this quarterfinal matchup between the Averett University Cougars and the Southern Virginia University Knights women's volleyball team here on the Knights Broadcasting YouTube stream. We really appreciate everybody that's joined us. We have about 3.5 minutes left before the teams will clear the court. Knights are still warming up. Great to see them out here. Averett Cougars just finished out about an hour and a half ago a 3-game sweep of the Pfeiffer Falcons in the first round of this USA South playoff matchup. That win puts them into the quarterfinals this evening to face the Knights. Here again with me is Adam Peterson, and Adam and I will work with you guys throughout the evening to enjoy this game. We are really excited to bring this to you. Adam and I have been talking through both of these teams, spoke with players on the team and coaches. Adam, as we've looked over the stats, we've got a full season plus a game recently back on the 21st of October. What is that, just, 10 days ago?
Yeah.
So talk to me about what you think is going to happen in terms of keys and how these teams can be successful today.
Yeah, first off, we are very excited to be here with all of you to have this second matchup here in the barn between the Cougars and the Knights. Last time we saw the Knights really throw off the Cougars with great serving, and that is going to be huge for the Cougars. Are they going to be able to receive the serve and have better passes today, not only off the serve but also off the hits for the Knights? First thing Cougars got to do, gotta have better passing today. Also using the middles. We saw that in their last game a little bit here just before this game. Using those middles and having a lot of success. Even in the last game against the Knights, they were able to have success through the middle, those quick hits. And also being able to maintain composure. Last game, that was huge for the Knights, that they were just able to feed off of their energy and keep pounding the ball down the throat of the Cougars, who really, when they got behind, they weren't able to catch up really. And are they going to be able to get hot and stay hot? We know they have the talent, leading the conference in kills per set. Know they're able to do that, but are they going to be able to get hot and stay hot? And going to the Knights, just being able to throw off the rhythm of the Cougars with the serve and also with the block. Last time there was a lot of success with the Knights blocking. Are they going to be able to do that again? And just playing with confidence. As we mentioned, not 10 days ago, the Knights were able to beat the Cougars fairly handily, and just having that confidence. And they're coming on a 7-game win streak coming into tonight. So just playing with that confidence that they have.
Yeah, that 7-game win streak, huge for the Knights. Looking back at that game 10 days ago, to back up your point, the Knights had 13 service aces to 6 for the Cougars, and the Cougars had 13 return errors on that. So the Knights with only 6. So that service game, serve-receive for the Cougars, and the leading team in the conference are the Knights in service aces and service aces per set. So the Knights coming with 290 aces, 2.76 per set. And that's a huge discrepancy when you look at in terms of the Cougars, who are 11th in the conference at 1.86 per set. And, we talked about that. So if they can, and also if they're not in system, if they're not really clicking, meaning the Cougars, the Knights are also third in the conference in blocks per set at 1.94 blocks. So between Karchner and Burrows, if she's playing, but certainly the opportunity for Clyde to get in there Karchner has just been a huge asset in the middle all season long. Pinkston, and we'll actually take a pause here for the Knights' traditional prayer. And then we'll have the national anthem as all the fans who are packing this quarterfinal game stand for the national anthem. The Knights have packed this stadium. I see families of Knights and Cougars out in there in the stadium. The Cougar families getting a double dose today, Adam, which how is that going to play out? Fortunately for the Cougars, they were able to take that first game in 3 sets.
Yeah, that really you never know what's going to happen. Is that going to be an advantage because they've already played 3 sets? They were already able to get their rhythm. They have had, like you said, an hour and a half now to kind of sit and cool down a little bit. Or is it going to be a disadvantage that they have already played, having to play at least 6 sets, up to 8 sets today? And that's a lot of volleyball. So we don't really know, but I think we'll be able to tell here pretty quick in this first set.
For sure. It'll be interesting to see the matchup here as the Knights go down, the lights go down, and this introduction for the Knights starters. The setting difference, so the Knights run a 5-1, the Cougars run a 6-2. The Knights setter, the senior Ellie Warnick, has done a fantastic job all year, 9.87 assists per set, but she's going up against the 6-2 system between Stevens and Compton of the Cougars. And it feels like Warnick, as a senior, we saw in the last game how aggressive she is in terms of spreading the ball pin to pin and attacking herself with quick attacks off that set when she's on the front line. That's going to be an interesting matchup between these teams. Who's going to – and when you look at the numbers, the assists per total assists and assists per set, Averett is number 1 in the conference. The two-headed monster of Stevens and Compton, they get it done.
Yeah, they really do. And as we were talking before this game, part of that does have to do with Warnick being so good at throwing off that rhythm of the other team, knowing when to send those balls over, catch the defense off guard. But you're right. Who is going to be able to get their hitters hot early, get them going, and put the balls in good spot? And really it comes down to passing for the Cougars like we talked about. Yeah,
and, when you're looking at the top players for each team, it really two players really stand out, Adam. The all-conference player for sure in Courtney Pinkston, who is just dominated the conference in her play. We'll talk more about her and talk about her stats as the afternoon goes on. But then also looking at Sarah Shropshire. We struggle with that a little bit as we get going. I did okay in the first match, but Shropshire, the senior from Wilmington, is one of the top 4 or 5 hitters in the conference as well.
Yeah, we're ready to get this one going.
We got Warnick back to serve. She starts just about every set on serve for the Knights. That over ball put down by Karchner. Warnick now finding Pinkston. Great dig from the libero, Aaron Gray. The block is there. We talked about it in transition. This is where the Knights shine, is their athleticism.
And right off the bat, the 2 keys of the game for the Cougars that we talked about, being able to return the serve, which they had a tough time doing there off first Warnick serve, and block for the Knights.
Yeah, that was Clyde there with Karchner. Violation called on the Cougars, and Warnick back looking for her 3rd point. Pinkston comes in leading the conference with 3.8 kills per set and leading in total kills with 399, having played 2 less games than these Cougars. Pass not there from Gray. Easy ball to handle for Warnick. Pinkston from deep, able to get off the block and put the ball on the ground. Knights off to a quick start, 3-0.
Yeah, Pinkston goes right through the block there, showing off the power in her swing.
And the hops. This one to Gray. She finds Steven going middle. You talked about this in that first game. Emma Nash was huge. Big swing, good dig by Gray, one of the top liberos in the conference. Warnick putting it to Clyde. Not able to do anything now with Clyde. It was just sort of a misplayed between the 2 of them. First point on the board now for the Cougars. And back to start them off is Lauren Montren, Creedmoor, North Carolina native, Falls Lake Academy. Good pass. One of the top liberos in the conference. Cross court on that right outside, the right side. Karchner with the tip. Warnick goes back to the right side on Clyde. The over ball. Great job getting that was Kinsley Stevens, but the freshman put it a little too far, and Karchner will have none of that nonsense.
Yeah, she's been really heavily involved here early on. We know she's always a big impact. Karchner this is, but really involved early on so far.
Yeah, great to see her getting involved, moving quickly side to side. Gray with a nice up. Mangum forced to give the easy pass. Knights will go middle. Karchner gets the block from Nash. Shropshire off the barn ceiling. Courtney Pinkston forced to put it over. Stevens to Mangum. Off the block. Mangum did a great job on that outside. And she was a big factor in that first win of the evening against the Falcons of Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Brenna Clyde there just not able to get quite over far enough to get her hands around facing the court.
Forced to go over was Hopkin to the middle, and the block is there from Hopkin. Clyde finds the court, but it's out. Just long. Coach Baker disagrees. Stands up. She says it was 6 inches. Both the down ref and the line judge saying that ball was out. Gray putting the ball wide to Pinkston, trying to pull her out of the play. Hopkins swings. Could have gone long. Gray gets to it. Warnick now going outside again to Clyde. Great dig from Montren. Wow. Again from Mangum. Zamaya finding that wide outside spot where no defense was waiting.
much better from the Cougars. Took them a few points to get settled in. Now they got their feet under them. Looking good, and this looks like it's going to be a great match.
Yeah. The quick attack might have gone out. Gray will get to it anyway. That's what we talked about when Warnick's on that front. She finds Hopkin. Gray playing so strong. Karchner gets the tip. Getting to Hopkin again, and Gray says, I will have none of that. Stevens taking a page out of Warnick's book, trying to attack quick from the front. Shropshire swings away. Knights are going to be forced to put this ball over. Steven going to the money well. Mangum. Great job from Steiger to get there. This one goes out. They're going to say off the block. No block. Point goes to the Knights. Crowd up and running. That was the best rally of these first 9 points, Adam.
Yeah, and that was tough to tell if that was blocked or just mishit, but Knights get the point and Steiger's back to serve.
To the middle goes Stevens. Knights are waving their hands. They're saying Barnes did not get that ball over, and refs concur.
Yeah, that was Jelaine Peterson and Brenna Clyde there on the block, both shaking their hands and heads right away.
No touch, no touch. They always say that. Not sure you can believe them. Not exactly what Mangum wanted to do with that ball, so easy over. Going to the right side, trying to find Clyde. They're going to call a touch. They are calling a touch. Pedersen just touching that over. Steiger not able to put that ball in a place where Warnick can do anything with it. Forced to go over with the Knights. Now go middle. They're going to call the ball down. Pancake was there, but the referees are going to call the ball on the ground. No pancake. It's dinner time, not breakfast time. Those Sunday nights at the Winterton house are always Sunday nights or breakfast night. Peanut butter pancakes, you're welcome to come over, Adam. Bring Sydney, your wife. She's better company anyway. Clyde with a big swing. What a dig from Compton. Compton in setting now. Pedersen not able to get the swing that she wanted. Wow, good find. Wide over there. Not a big approach from Marlowe. Marlowe, the 6-footer from Danville, local product there for Averett, did a great job on her approaches and attacking in the first game. Not able to get a strong approach there, but location, and it works out for her. Big swing from Hopkins, her best swing out of the last 4. Puts that ball between the block, falls harmlessly to the ground on the Cougars side of the net. Knights now up 1. This is the kind of volleyball, the intensity that we were expecting, Adam, as Sadie Barris goes back to serve.
Yeah, it's been back and forth so far early on here in this first set. Really fun volleyball to watch.
That one goes out, smartly watched and let go by Steiger. Marlowe hitting over on the outside, puts that ball long. Barris, the junior from Fort Collins, Colorado. Coloradoan High School. Oh. Misplayed. Looked like there was some miscommunication. Montran says, my bad. The 5'10 junior doesn't do that often. She's a really solid player on the back line. Excellent serve. Mangum gets to that. Bump set. Goes long off the antenna. 3 quick points by the Knights. Give them a 4-point lead. If you watch, you're watching those men's volleyball players behind the serve trying to throw off. A nice swing from Mangum. She's really been the MVP of these first 8 points for the Cougars, Adam.
Yeah, and Jelaine got up there. I think that one went off elbow or even below her elbow there. Just wasn't able to get close enough to the net and turn her body.
Courtney Pinkston looked like she wanted to go after that ball, calling no touch. And it did go long, but the up ref says the ball was touched. And we'll get an ace for Mangum. Drops this one low. She got a sneaky ace in the first game with that. Ball high off the block from that left side. Hopkins swinging well now.
And her sister will check in for her, take the serve.
Julia Monson, the senior from Woodruff, Utah. Awesome experience to play with your sister. Along. Aaron Gray smartly watches that go long. Closes the gap to 2. And Barnes, 5'11 junior, Cornelius, North Carolina, puts the ball in the net, returns the favor. Knights go up by 3. We'll have a chance a little later talk about the Knights and the Cougars coaching staffs. Knights headed by Debbie Baker and Danny Miller heading the volleyball team for the Cougars in his 26th year. Well, they tried to cut it really hard there was Montran, not able to get it over. Knights now up 4. In that first game, Adam, 10 days ago, the Knights won the first set handily. There's another block against Montran, not able to get it over. Knights won 25-14 in that first game, and then in that first set rather, and then lost 27-25 in the second. Great job bouncing back for the Cougars. So we know that they can play as Mallory Rath, serving specialist, comes in. Great block from Karchner. Now swinging away is Montran off the block of Warnick. Ball falls onto the Knights side. Saw Mallory Rath's parents come in. Big Tom Rath, her dad, Lynn Rath. Happened to be my brother and sister-in-law, just as an FYI. Got to give them some props. I know sisters, volleyball players, Taryn and Kaylee are at home watching this game for sure. Shout out to my nieces. Kaylee, a graduate of Southern Virginia University. Pinkston trying to put that ball down quickly. Not able to get there, but the block is there for her. Stevens going to Shropshire. Shropshire might have gone long. Great dig. That was Barris getting that ball. Now a free opportunity. Montran this time. She had not been able to finish the previous 2. This one she does. Gives her team a 3-point deficit on that point.
Yeah, Warnick did everything she could there after the block, able to keep it up. Teammate just unable to get to the ball there.
Trying to go deep with that was Warnick. Cougars were there. Barris, excellent cross-court, pin-to-pin set. Ball is still live for the Knights. Steiger will put it over. Quick block there from Taryn Karchner.
And we got to go all the way back to the dig there by Barris.
Oh, so good.
Who's playing the best I've seen her play this season so far. Some great serving and some great digs already here in this first set.
For sure, Adam, for sure. Karchner, the stalwart 6-footer from Las Vegas, Nevada, Bonanza High School. One of the couple married players on this team. That was a little low. They're going to call. It went long for sure. No touch. No touch called. Crowd disagrees. Montran goes back to serve. Off the right arm. Going back row. Great job. They're going to call a... Yeah, that ball hit the antenna coming back.
Yeah.
Point for the Knights. Back to a 4-point lead. Timeout called, 16-12 by Danny Miller. Pinkston doing such a great job. The biology major, junior. Mentioned Gilbert, Arizona, Highland High School. Married to one of the football players on the SVU campus. He's was starting quarterback this year, Brad Pinkston. Not Brad, Davis Pinkston, sorry. His cousin Brad Pinkston, one of my colleagues. Sorry, I know Brad's watching out there. Admissions director. If you're from the West Coast at all, give Brad a call. He'll help you get through the admissions and application process at SVU. Courtney, all academic volleyball team back in Gilbert. A lot of good women's volleyball in Gilbert, Arizona. She has a pet tortoise who is not her husband, Davis. He's faster than that. At least I think he's faster than the tortoise. Never seen him race. So going to the stats here, the Knights, 5 kills, 2 less than the 7 for the Cougars, even though they're up 4. And it's really the 0-0-0 hitting for the Cougars that are letting them down. The 7 hitting errors, the Knights with only 3. But the Knights are only hitting 74 right now, 0-7-4. So not great hitting right now, even though I feel like the passing's pretty good.
Yeah, neither team really able to take advantage of some good passes, some good sets.
That low pass from Mangum give the Knights opportunity in transition. Karchner trying to find that cross. Gray is there. Back over to the Knights. Trying to go quick to Karchner. This pass was a little high and far. Steiger gets to it. Warnick able to put it over. It will be a free ball. Quick. The Knights have a double block there. Great job from Nash to get that ball through the block. Great hustle both ways. And the finishing play from Nash was beautiful. Nash, the 5'11 sophomore from Monroe, North Carolina. A lot of North Carolina players, even though Danville is in Virginia, where Averett is at. It's right on the border. The slide from Karchner, the block is there. The set was a little low. Easy double block, reading that. Sort of a pseudo slide. Karchner coming off of 1 foot. But it was just easily read from the front line. Hopkins gets it back, hits it long. We saw that in the last home game, that Hopkins started out with a lot of kind of high hits, coming at that ball maybe just a little bit early and having to hang there before she swung. Good job from the Cougars closing it to a 1-point lead for the Knights. Going outside to Clyde. Clyde with her best find of the night on that swing. Really fun to watch her when she snaps and times that right. That right arm of hers is powerful.
Yeah, that was a great set by Warnick. Really, go ahead.
No, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, really arching that back, popping it, able to get it, the power that she needed to go across the court, as there's another good hit from the Cougars.
Yeah, Shropshire coming at that thing strong. Subs out now. That's what we expect out of her.
Yeah, hitting much better today than the last time we saw these two teams here in the barn. And that's why we see a 16-17 first set here.
Compton into serve and into set. Hopkins gets blocked. Right there was Barnes, the 5'11 junior middle blocker. Ties the game up. Great job by the Cougars to come back from that 4-point deficit. Going back, fighting off that serve was Pinkston. Compton finding Mangum. Nothing really there. Hopkins, timing was a little off. She got nice and wide, but that set came in a little short for that right arm. And Coach Baker will bring the team in on a timeout. Her first timeout of the set. Cougars now down 18-17, 5-point swing. The Knights now are down 18-17, 5-point swing for the Cougars.
Yeah, good time to call a timeout for Coach Baker. Settle the team down. Know there's been a lot of energy all around campus coming into this game, and you can feel it here, the atmosphere here in the barn. Settle everyone down, and that'll be good for the players here.
Yeah, they're going to need that. It's hot. They're excited. It's a lot of pressure. Winner moves on to the semis, and the Knights would host if they win. So there's, a lot of incentive for them to win this game. They've been number one in the conference, almost the whole conference schedule. When you look at the standings right now in Conference USA, the Knights are 16-2, Meredith 15-3, William Peace 14-4, and Averett 13-5 in conference, which is why Averett is the number 4 seed playing these Knights at home. Slide doesn't work out for the Knights. Pedersen forced just to put it over. Does find the ground with that. Sometimes it just works out your way, even if it's not necessarily the prettiest volleyball. Clyde coming out. Sits down next to Coach Baker. You see standing up in that corner, Coach John Baker. He can't sit at all. He never can sit, the associate head coach. On the serve, Sadie Barris gets the ace. The men's volleyball team are excited. See that ace sign? It was upside down. Turn it around. They're good volleyball players. Can't say much how they do in the academic side. Now the Knights turn it around, 19-18. They got the 1-point lead. Over ball from Mangum. Putting that ball down. I didn't see, was that Clyde or Hopkin, Adam? Did you see him put that down?
That was Hopkin. And just have to go back to your point there about the men's volleyball team. Unlike the women's volleyball team, who do well in the classroom.
Oh, they are one of the highest GPAs out of the 26 athletic programs in the Knights athletic department. And actually, the men are fine. I tease. Coach Peterson, as the Knights score another one, has done a great job following up with his guys in the classroom. You couldn't, if you were a volleyball player, men or women out there, the men's volleyball team believe Danny Miller should call a timeout, and he will. They were right. So just to go back, Adam, wanted to touch base. We were talking about Debbie Baker. I really believe that her and her husband, John Baker, the associate head coach, I was talking with Debbie before this match. She just feels so blessed. They get along so well. And, the chance, she was talking about the chance to be here. They love SVU, coach together. It's not something they really expected. Coach Baker, John Baker, talks about just kind of they didn't really know what to expect when they came out here. And they've fallen in love with this campus nestled in the hills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. And the women love the Bakers. They are a fantastic coaching staff. On the other side, they've only been here for 3 years, doing a great job. Picked second, by the way, preseason to these Cougars, but they've led the conference most of the way. Danny Miller on the other side, he's in his 26th year at Averett. And I mentioned in the first game, he is one of the top 50 coaches, active coaches among all Division III coaches with a career winning percentage of .672, winning 67% of their games, 637 wins, 311 losses. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So now up by 3. Sadie Barris back to serve, serving specialist for the Knights. Back row, defensive specialist as well. Mangum, better job with this pass. The block is there. Pedersen didn't set up her offense with that. Put it right back over. And a little off-speed swing. That was Marlowe, Sarah Marlowe, the sophomore. swinging at it and didn't really get much on it, and it fell short of libero Steiger, Emma Steiger, Waynesboro, Pennsylvania product.
Yeah, definitely a miss hit there, but a good miss hit. Right in between the block. Saw Coach Baker get up out of her seat right away, telling Jelaine to get over on that block.
Marlowe that time kind of doing the same thing that Pedersen did. She could have put it back to her team, tipping it, and it goes wide, and the Knights get to 22. 3-point lead. Julia Monson serving from this left side. Aaron Gray. Only one option for Compton. Pinkston gets blocked on the single block from Marlowe. Barris puts it. Wow, what a swing. Hardest swing of the night. Man, did Barnes put that down, the junior out of Cornelius, North Carolina, showing her stuff. Heavy swing.
Yeah, that's her second kill of the night. And she kind of got hot last time the Knights played as well there in the middle. Didn't go to her much last game as Courtney's able to get a point back for the Knights there. Just great recognition.
Yeah, such a smart player. She's got probably the front row seat to Conference Player of the Year right now. Depends on how the Knights do, I'm sure, but she's really got a chance to be Conference Player of the Year.
Another good serve by the Knights.
Big swing from Montrend. Going line, Pinkston, and be a free opportunity again for the Knights. The slide from Karchner. This time it goes down. The pass was much higher. Karchner able to get to it off of that 1 foot run. Good job finding the spot on the court where there were no Cougars available. Now the Knights set point as Mallory Rath back to serve. Great serve. Putting out of system for the Cougars. Pinkston with the swing. Cuts it hard, but it goes out. Man, she cut that hard.
Yeah, and that was a hard swing. Maybe her hardest of the day. It was close.
Was close. The line judge was right on it. Also right in front of the head referee. Yup, ref calling that out as well. So Stevens back to serve. She'll be setting as well. Monson, quick go, and it finds the line. I couldn't tell. I'm not sure. We're a little farther away, but that line judge was right there. He ran up to it 2 feet from the ball and called it in. Warnick, man, the guts on that woman to make that play at set point.
Yeah, that says it all right there. That was a gutsy move, but it paid off. And you mentioned right there, line judge right there, points to the ground in right away.
Man,
gutsy move.
That was the outlaw Josie Wells looking Chief Ten Bears right in the eye and saying, dying's easy, living's hard for people like you. She just looked it out and stared it down and put it right there. That was amazing.
That was, and that's huge for the Knights to take that 1-0 lead here, get that first set, have that advantage, and almost a buffer. Not that the Knights are going to want to hold anything back. No, they'll want to get this one over in 3, but taking that first one is the first step to being able to do that.
So let's take a look at some of the stats for that first set. Knights and Cougars really similar in terms of kills, 13 for the Knights, 11 for the Cougars. Attack errors, 8 and 7 respectively. The hitting not great. You know, I kind of mentioned before the overall hitting for both teams is really pretty good. The Knights come in with some of the best hitting in the conference, even though right now we're seeing 106 and 93, for the conference.
Yeah, hitting 230 on the season and second in the conference, only behind Meredith. And moving over to Averett, hitting 202, which is right behind the Knights, third in the conference. So hitting percentage definitely lower than what we're used to seeing between these two teams.
Right. Kills per set, kind of right there. Averett a little below. They averaged 13 kills per set. They came away with 11. Knights a little above, averaging 12 per set, came away with 13. So that's kind of, the difference right there. I think, Adam, assists even. We talked about the even play of these three setters, the 6-2 two setters for the Cougars and Warnick for the Knights. Serve errors, only one per team, really clean on the serves. Digs, 23 for Cougars, 21 for the Knights. Even in blocks. I mean, this thing was right there. It was just a little bit better hitting by the Knights, 106 to 93, that gave them the win. Top, as we talked about earlier on, Mangum early in the first half of that first game was really doing great. She had 3 kills, no errors, hitting 429. For the Knights, Hopkin leads the team with 4 kills, but only hitting 91. Pinkston hitting 154 on 3 kills. We mentioned Shropshire was going to be really important for the Cougars. She only had 1 kill and 1 error, hitting 0-0-0. First serve from Stevens goes into the net, not the way Coach Miller wants them to start. Knights go up 1-0.
Yeah, and we'll see this second set if the Cougars can get Mangum going again early. Kind of went away from her and weren't able to have much success. See if they can get her and Shropshire involved here in the second set.
This one goes over. Nice hit, nice swing from Montren. What do we know? That was fantastic. Goes line right between the hands of the block. The block was actually line, and she split the hands of the block. That should have been a roof. Pinkston on the dig, gets the ball, and now going outside to Clyde. And Mangum mishits that. It's a hitting error. So that was interesting to have Pinkston on the right side off that dig. Because they served her, she wasn't able to get over to her normal outside and get Clyde over to the opposite. So Pinkston hits opposite, takes a swing, gets blocked, and then Clyde hits outside, and it doesn't go down. Knights still end up getting the point as Mangum hits and gets the hitting error. Perfect pass from Gray. But, wow, Karchner on the block of Nash. I mean, we saw Nash before in that first game have a hit that was probably the best hit of either team in that first game. That swing she had off that quick attack was fantastic. Karchner here reads that and shuts it down.
Yeah, that's her third block here in this game.
And then Hopkin goes up against Shropshire one-on-one, plants that ball on the ground with the roof.
That's her second block. So what we talked about coming into this game, if the Knights are going to be able to block as well as they did in the first matchup between these two teams, and so far they have been able to do so.
Even though the Cougars are passing better than they did in that first game. Their passing's been really good.
Much better.
This one goes to Mangum. Though dug by Pinkston. Clyde forced just tip it over. Kind of a free ball. Montran trying to do a little too much with that one. Puts it into the net. Knights now up 4. Take an early lead. We saw this in the first game. Cougars came right back. Tied it up at 4 when they were down 4.
Yeah, much cleaner game than the first matchup between these two teams. You mentioned it before this set. A lot less service errors.
Roof from Karchner, man. The blocking in this game has been on fire. I mean, they are building a home. I'm not talking a Filipino thatch hut. They're building a mansion out there with that roof. I served 2 years in the Philippines. Loved being out there. But the thatch roofs did leak now and then.
This did happen in the first set, though, where the Knights kind of got hot with the block early on, but were not able to keep that going throughout the whole set. So as they're hot here in the second set as well, see if they can keep that going throughout the remainder of the second set.
Hopkin, really impressive early on in this second game with her blocks and her hitting. She's got 2 blocks. Karchner already up to 5 total blocks. That's the difference in the game right now. This 5-point lead, the early timeout. And Pinkston now back for her, looking for her 3rd point. Gray mishits that. That ball was floating all over the place. Free opportunity. Steiger, perfect pass. The quick to Clyde, but she hits it out. Man, that was a perfect opportunity. I think that set went just a little bit too inside from where Clyde was coming in. She had to adjust that swing. She loves to go cross court. And that time, the swing just let her down. Great dig from Pinkston on that serve receive. The swing puts the ball long.
Yeah, Erin Gray did everything she could to keep that ball up, even running into some Cougar parents there on the sideline.
Steiger tops in the conference in aces and tries to do a little too much with that. Her serve betrays her. Compton comes in. Serve and setting. Miss hit from Hopkin. Forced to put it over is Steiger. Free play for Compton. Knights get another opportunity in transition. Good block from the front line of the Cougars. Little sloppy play there on the passing and in transition from the Knights.
Yeah, Pinkston tried to get that ball as close to the net for Hopkin to be able to power one down in there, but got a little too close, and the Cougars just knocked that one down easily.
Great pass. Quick. Pedersen goes long with it. Didn't get her jump up early enough. Was late and swung. Had to get that swing in before the ball was at the net. Compton looking for a 3rd point. Oh, and this time her serve betrays her. Sub again is Barris for Clyde. Barris, defensive specialist. The sophomore from Fort Collins I mentioned. Bad pass from Gray. You don't see that often from her. Steiger now. Libero doing a great job. Montren fighting for that ball. Compton not able to get to it in a way that would allow her teammates to put it over. Knights not relinquishing this 4-point lead. It keeps going back and forth. 3 points to 4 points. This is touch and go for the Cougars. You don't want a 6 or 7 point lead when it gets to double digits. Those are hard to come back from.
Compton had to run all over the floor on that last set. It came all the way over here to the table, then all the way back to the back line as well.
How is their stamina going to be after playing that first game? Blocked by Pedersen. The Knights hadn't had a good block in several points. Pedersen decides to fix that, puts the ball on the ground on the other side of the net.
Yeah, that's what we just talked about. Can the Knights keep it up throughout an entire set, being able to block?
Pedersen from Bakersfield, California. Barris serving again. Big swing from Marlowe. Dug and put back over by the Knights. Going to go to her. Oh, this time to Mangum and off the block of Pedersen. Mangum, great swing. She can hit that ball so hard. Only 5'7", but she gets up on that outside. South Granville High School product. The senior knows how to play this game. Swings hard. Now she's back to serve. Well, that one barely off the tape. Thought it might land in. Knights jumping out of the way left and right, ends up going just wide of the tape, and the Knights get the point. This time a 5-point lead as Monson back. Pedersen's an art major, creative writing minor, super skilled family in terms of creative work. Has a sister that sings fantastic.
Great serve there by Monson.
Pedersen just putting that ball back over, deciding to start over again. Marlowe with the swing. Might have gone long. Barris fights to keep it in, and Monson puts the ball over, going back to Marlowe. Steiger gets to it. Foul. We got a under the net call. Knights will get their 12th point and go up by 6.
Again, a great dig by Barris. Got a little help from the ceiling, but just to keep that one up.
Fantastic
been
play.
Playing really well today.
The Knights used to playing off of the shorter roof here in the barn. Quick, lands in. Barris thought it was going out. If it's close, you got to play it.
Even the line judge kind of looked unsure
Yeah,
there.
her flag never went all the way down. Usually that flag goes all the way down. Hers was just perpendicular.
Yeah, wasn't really sure, and we also don't have a great view up here, so I don't know.
Oh, good defense both ways. Not the best ball. Pancake from Monson. Knights will live to fight another day. And this one does go over. Pedersen smartly with nobody on that right side of the net. Montran had to go to the ground to get that ball. Left a wide open gap on the left side of the defense. And Pedersen puts that ball right back over.
They are having breakfast for dinner at the Monson's house.
They are having breakfast for dinner tomorrow at the Monson house. Everybody's invited, even though it's not Sunday night.
I don't know if they do peanut butter pancakes like your house, but they will be eating pancakes.
Believe me, Tammy Winterton knows how to make breakfast on Sunday night.
What doesn't she know how to make?
I don't know. I look down at the crowd. I see Coach Dahl down there, the Knights women's soccer team on Saturday hosting the first ever women's playoff game for the Knights up at Knight Stadium. It was just a wonderful game. The Knights ended up losing 1-0 to Maryville. Excellently played game. Fantastic job by Coach Dahl getting in just his third season. Only really the second season with the women. Came in originally coaching the men and became director of soccer coaching both teams, and now in this first full season coaching the women as Deidre Dryden hiring Coach Pemberton for the men. Just so impressive what many of these Knight coaches are doing in just 8 years in the NCAA. The men's and women's cross-country teams sweeping Conference USA championships on Saturday as well. Now, Rath back to serve. And they're going to call in the net, I think, violation on the Knights. Man, that was going to be an opportunity for the Knights to get a 14th point. Looked for sure even. Violation called on the Knights by the down ref. And Stevens serving. Good passing. That wide ball from Karshner as she goes line on the slide. Great job in first ball received. Serve received by the Knights has been pretty good the whole time. In fact, both teams are doing really well with that.
And again, it was Barris. And going back to the slide, first time that Karchner's really been able to connect well on one of those. They've been trying to do it all night. I think that was at least the third, probably fourth time they've been trying to do that.
Big swing from Nash, dug by Monson, and Pinkston. You don't see that very often. When she gets an attack like that, I think the ball was put, I mean, maybe not quite high enough to be perfect, but she adjusts to those balls all the time and swung so hard. I think she wanted to kill that ball. That ball was not going to be used again. It was going to be gone somewhere else. Nice up from Steiger. Quick to Karchner. That is played, and then off the block. Good swing by Shropshire, putting it off the block, tooling off the left pinky of Clyde.
Yeah, and she knew right away as she came down.
A lot of movement on that ball. That ball was crazy left and right. I don't know how you would possibly return that ball. Wow, Monson is so good at serving. Timeout called by Coach Baker. Up by 3, but not liking the last 3 points, feeling like the Cougars could be rolling and wanting to stem that service of Monson. Calls the timeout. Montrend, not Monson. I was just getting ready to talk about, Julie. You talked about how Barris and Monson are doing a great job on the back row. Really love how they're playing. Barris has really earned a lot more time in the later half of the season. It's been great to see her progression. The sophomore getting better and better.
And as we look at the stats here, Coach, continue to be really even. Down the line, it's really even, other than the blocks for the Knights. 6 total blocks compared to the 2 for the Cougars. And that hitting percentage, although the Knights' hitting percentage has dropped down to 0.63, and Cougars only hitting 0.16, so still not a great hitting night for either team.
Pinkston and Monson look at each other. Who was going to get that ball? Went off the ceiling. But again, it was the serve receive that Pinkston was struggling with. They've really been picking on Pinkston when she's been on the back row, trying to get her out of the war. They don't want her swinging back line. And violation called. Shropshire not happy with that. Knights go back to a 3-point lead. So when Courtney Pinkston is playing front line but comes back for serve receive, because she's so generally really good at it, they keep picking on her, trying to get her out of the system. But as you know, Warnick will go back to her right away. The quick from Nash. The block was there from Karchner, but goes off the block. None of the Knights defenders were there to pick up the trash coming down. And 2-point lead for the Knights as Gray goes back to serve. Pinkston putting it wide, having to do a free ball with Steiger. Shropshire with the swing. Steiger with the dig, though. Steiger having to play off that now. Warnick thought she had something, but there were 2. That ball goes long, tip, and the tip is called. Yeah. 1-point lead for the Knights. Cougars fighting back.
Hopkin unable to get wide enough on that one. Goes right off the fingertips of her left hand.
Gray going right at Pinkston again. Pinkston having to hit from the back line. And Warnick tripping over the foot of Clyde as she tried to get to that ball to set it. Knights in a little bit of a funk right now. Great job from the Cougars putting the pressure on, really through their serve. Their serves have put a lot of pressure, and they keep going after Pinkston. This time to Steiger. Clyde with the swing, but the dig and an assist error on Stevens trying to get to it. So one from each team in consecutive plays. Unusual for those setters. Two of the top setters in the conference are Warnick and Stevens. Now Steiger goes to Gray. Shropshire, big swing off the block of Pedersen. See why she's one of the top hitters in the conference. Shropshire comes in with 328 kills, hitting 224 on the season, 118 errors on 936 total attacks. Compton goes deep to Pinkston. Wide, through the block she gets, but the dig is there for Montren. Knights will put it right back over. Compton will go middle again. And miss hit from Gray, and Knights will get an opportunity off of this transition. Pedersen not able to put everything she needed into that. And then Mangum gets it off the block, and they take a 1-point lead. Great job fighting back. At one point down 6. Now up 1. Coach Miller definitely doing a great job instilling confidence into his players. Pinkston, that first serve receive, not able to keep her team in system. And then the violation called on the Cougars. The Knights tie it up. One of the first points we've seen from the Knights in transition recently.
Yeah, you see Coach Baker there on the sideline talking to Courtney. Really struggled here in this second set. Well, we know she'll bounce back. Love to see that coaching there.
Until she does, they're going to keep going at her. The blocks from Warnick. That one goes long. We've seen that a couple times from Marlowe. Just maybe pushing just a little bit too much. She looks over at Coach Miller, shaking her head. He's saying, hey, just put it in play. We got the players that can dig. They're not blocking great, but they're digging fantastic.
Yeah, it'd be great to see if Barris and the Knights can put some pressure on the Cougars with good serve, just as she's able to do there.
And they're saying Pedersen didn't get that ball over as it rolled across the tape and came back on the Knights' side. And now in for the first time for the Knights is Ella Burrows. You mentioned in that last game that you watched. I mean, she did a great job in the last home game. She didn't get a play in the Mary Baldwin game. That short serve from Mangum, really good. She's showing her prowess with that serve. Big hit from Hopkin. Comes at that thing, splits the block, puts it short of the dig. Her best hit of the evening.
Yeah, and went at it with confidence. Knew what she wanted to do, read the block, split them, and hit it hard.
Hopkin, the biology major freshman, plays so well. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 3-time all-conference player in high school. Smart player. Honor roll, honor society. Monson puts the ball in play, going at Gray. The quick to the middle, off the head of Burrow. Got to put those fingers together so it doesn't get between the hands. Tie game, Adam. Nice pass from Monson all the way to the other side. Finds Pinkston. Warnick needs to get her going if the Knights are going to end up winning this game. This set has been a real struggle, as you mentioned, for Pinkston, but it's nice to see her just come in and swing with confidence. Hitter's got to hit. Swing away, right, Adam?
Yeah, and That serve goes long there, and we're tied at 20 again. And this reminds me exactly of the last time these two teams played. The second set was exactly like this. Went 27-25. I think the Cougars won the second set of that last game.
That's Kinsley Stevens back to serve. Pinkston on the ball again. And the dig puts the ball over off the ceiling. You cannot put the ball over the net off of an obstacle. So that point goes to the Knights off of the big swing. 2 good swings in a row from Pinkston. Maybe that gets her going. Warnick back to serve. Nice serve, putting a lot of pressure, getting themselves a free turn. Off of the block was the quick to Karchner. Big swing coming from Shropshire, not able to put it over. And we've seen that from both of the big hitters from the Knights and the Cougars. Pinkston and Shropshire putting the ball in the net on their attacks. The Knights now take a 2-point lead. Wouldn't be a big deal, but it's 22-20. Boy, drops that thing in. Gray with a great serve receive. Ball comes back over for the Knights. Shropshire taking another swing. The block from Pinkston off of the hands of Carly Deason, the freshman defensive specialist in from Monroe, North Carolina. 3 points for Warnick. She keeps dropping that in short to Gray. Gray handling perfect. Shropshire over there on the opposite side. Knights get a free opportunity. The dig, the over, and Karchner finding the ball deep gives the Knights set point at 24-20. 4 straight points for the Knights. Crowd holding up a finger, 1 more point. But that mantra could be said for the Cougars. Just get 1 more. You can come back, tie this game up 1 point at a time. Again, Gray, perfect passing. Big swing from Nash off the block in the middle. There's the first one that the Cougars needed. Now they need 3 more. But as the saying goes, Adam, just take it 1 point at a time, right?
And they do have Montran back to serve, and she's been great at the service line all night.
Tip comes from Pinkston. Cheeky play to finish out, just like we saw in the first set. Sneaky play from Warnick. This time, little sneaky play from Pinkston. Looking like she's going to swing away. Tips it over, and it falls to the court.
And you see Coach Baker and Courtney get together right there, both smiling, arms around each other. Would have loved to know what she said earlier to Courtney, because she really did struggle. By her standards, that was not her best set. Really struggled with her passing, especially that serve receive, hitting there at the beginning and middle of the set. But after talking with Coach Debbie Baker there on the sideline, she turned it around and got 4 of the last 5 points that the Knights needed to close out that second set.
Right, and the Knights really swinging away, doing a great job in those last 4 points. And it really was the Knights being able to handle the initial attack, because Gray handled 4 straight passes on serve receive perfectly. And she's got 11 digs, leads the Cougars in digs. Steiger has tied her with 11 digs. Both of those liberos earning their keep and doing their job. But the Knights handling those passes, getting hands on balls that were coming at them from really good setting opportunities and hitting opportunities in those last 4 or 5 points. So the Knights kind of outplaying in system the Cougars, who spent 4 straight points with good opportunities.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, Courtney up to 7 kills now, tied with Sydney Hopkin. Both have 7 kills, 4 errors for Sydney and 3 errors for Courtney. And that hitting percentage for the team really continues to stand out to me when we look at the stats. 123 hitting percentage for the Knights and 0.37 for the Cougars. And that's just not going to cut it in a conference playoff match.
Yeah, especially when you're averaging 230 for the Knights and 205. But it's interesting, when you have 2 really good teams that are playing really great on the defensive end, then that hitting, consequently is going to go down. I think both of these teams are serving really well, but more importantly, they're playing defense really well. And as you mentioned, it's earlier, it's really the blocking for the Knights that are coming to play. And I think they're the digs that they have had to at least to the last part of that second game. The Knights now at 7 blocks. The Cougars still sitting on 2. Didn't really do much in the blocking compartment in that second game.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this third set, it's really going to be who's going to hit. Who's going to hit better? Because as you mentioned, both teams are playing well really all around. Knights a little better on the block. Haven't seen much of that from the Cougars, but not a lot of service errors. It's been a really clean game, and as you're pointing out there, Shropshire hitting 0, which your best player cannot be doing that if you want to win this game.
Mangum still leading the team with 5 kills and hitting 214. So Warnick back to start this third and possibly decisive set with the Knights up 2-0. Great job from Nash recognizing that ball was going over. Karchner not able to get to it. First time the Cougars have won the first point of the set. See if that inspires them to greatness in this set to keep their season alive. Perfect pass from Monson. The slide and the ball going off the block from Karchner, which on that slide, when you get it that wide, that's often what you're trying to do. You're going to try and tool it off that block, go line, hit it off the block, let it go out of bounds. Karchner, a master of that. Pinkston puts the ball in down line. First time she's gone there with that serve. Warnick puts it off the ceiling and Steiger not able to handle it. Caught the vent a little weird and Steiger was moving to her left and the ball came back to her right. She zigged, it zagged. The ball was on the ground. Great pass, ball over to Hopkin. Good dig from Montren. And the block against Mangum. Clyde getting that one.
Might have been her first block of the night. Third block of the night.
Or the third.
Close.
Steiger hasn't done much in her serve this match. Normally one of the most prolific servers, has been throughout conference play. Second time she's hit the ball wide or long.
Yeah, leading the conference in aces per set.
Can the Knights maintain focus? Put this down in 3? Or can the Cougars keep putting pressure on the Knights? That one goes wide. Compton in, serving for her third point. Steiger, good pass. Again, Montren with the dig. That one just high. They're going to call a tip. Yep. tip and a 5th point. This is the biggest lead of the night of any set so far. This 3-point lead for the Cougars. Pinkston much better. Big swing off the hands of Compton. She'll be forced to give the Knights a free ball. Doesn't get it over. Unusual. Usually see those free balls. I mean, they work on those so hard, so long, and you do that so often. Knights able to stem that rally. And Coach Baker will bring in Sadie Barris. Her serve will give the Knights a free opportunity on the attack. The slide to Pedersen. And they're going to call in the net violation. And that works out. Warnick calling a number of different plays.
Yeah, that was a good swing by Jelaine. First time we've seen her swing in quite some time.
Warnick, the senior from Delta, Utah, psychology major, a math minor. The block is there. Ping pongs off of 2 hands and falls short. She was an all-state volleyball and track and field thrower rather. I think I mentioned last time, the javelin, she's fantastic at. She's really a great athlete. You see that as she moves around. Back line from Pinkston. And that one gets there to the ground. Pinkston. So awesome when you can have, you got a front line play and then you can have somebody hitting from the back line. It's just dangerous. They don't do it very often in terms of in system, but Warnick will find her in transition on the back line.
Knights just 1 point away from tying it up at 6.
Serve gets the ace off the arm of Deason. As you mentioned, Adam, now we're at a tie. Knights coming back from that 3-point deficit.
See if Monson goes right back to her.
Well, Monson decided to let the tape do the talking and put that ball right barely over it, and second ace in a row, though those aren't ones you really plan for. Better pass from Deason. Steiger with an excellent dig. Gray doing the same. And big swing and big hit from Montran. And she is so impressive as an all-around volleyball player. Serving, digging, swinging. Even her bump sets, she is just so good. The 5'10 junior from Lake Academy in Creedmoor, North Carolina.
Yeah, leading the team in digs. Tied for lead in digs and aces.
Nash with the big block on Pinkston gives the Cougars the 1-point lead. And Morgan Barnes, Cornelius, North Carolina product, 5'11", serves at Monson. Weird play there from Pedersen and Warnick. But the Knights will get another chance at it. Oh, smart. There was not very much offense set up for Warnick right there. Pinkston had kind of taken herself out of the play on the opposite, and there was nobody that she could go to on outside. She took matters into her own hands and put it down.
Yeah, we haven't seen that from her in a while either. Just great recognition on her part.
Mallory Rath serving and gets the ace. Second time Deason's kind of struggled with the serve receive. Coach Miller going over, clapping his hands, encouraging her. Solid player, freshman. Sometimes these moments can be big for a freshman. Back at her, this time a great pass and off the block. Good swing from Marlowe. Deason doing a great job redeeming herself. Stevens now with the game tied. Back in their original rotation. Wide for Karchner, not able to really do anything with it, just has to put it over. Big swing and a block coming from Montran, and then Montran gets a second opportunity. Big laugh. Doing a great job in the transition play is Montran. And that's the other place where she excels, her athleticism. Giving her team a 1-point lead. Pinkston with the awesome pass. Perfectly to her teammate Warnick. Warnick returns the favor.
Now the 9th kill for Courtney, who's hitting 185 now. Starting to heat up, and a good time to do it.
Deacon with a nice pass, the quick over. Warnick is there, not falling for it. That over with a tip. Yeah, it went long, but the tip was there.
Yeah, I don't know if that one would have came down. But off the hands of Karchner, rather.
Montran back to serve. So good. Monson, though, doing a great job. Another slide coming from Karchner. She gets back to the middle. The big double block is there. Mangum forced to go cross court. Clyde doing the same. Montran puts it up. Shropshire came at that. Shropshire, the time she was inside and then she had to come back outside. She couldn't really swing at it the way she wanted, and the double block was there. The Knights tie the game with the block. 9 on the night for the Knights. Montran, perfect. Nash, big opportunity for her. Karchner. Keeping with the theme of the night. Building Legos, blocks everywhere. Gray, not a perfect pass, but able to get there with Stevens. Nice block from Nash. This time, Hopkins goes line. Didn't want to mess with Nash anymore. Goes line. Gets the point. The Knights up by 2.
Crucial stretch here. Knights leading by 2. Next 3 or 4 points. Crucial here in this match.
Mangum goes for the tip. Warnick gets to it. Hopkins mishit that. Shakes her head. It's a pat from her buddies. Don't worry, we'll get you back. It's always the theme in volleyball. That's why they come together. I love the team aspect of volleyball. Perfect pass from Steiger. Big swing from Clyde. Best of the night for her. Goes line. Pedersen comes in for Karchner as Steiger goes back to serve. The Knights with their best hitting percentage thus far at 140 of the evening. Shropshire puts that ball into the hands of Pedersen. Looked like Pedersen had the block, but so powerful is that hit from Shropshire that she's able to put that ball through the block, get it onto the Knights side of the net, get the point.
Burrows back into the game.
Pinkston, she's passing much better. Off of the block, they're going to call a tip. Knights get the point. We've seen that a bunch from the Cougars side of play. It's the first one I can remember in a while, the Knights getting the ball off the block and going long, but the touch being called. Barris Serves short, gets to it quick. Front row, that one goes wide from Mangum. Barnes, usually you don't want that front row player getting their hands on the ball. You want it to get to the libero behind. She's done that a couple times on those short passes. I'm sorry, short serves. Coach Baker doing a great job keeping her players calm. For my money, best coaching staff in the country. Adam, what are you seeing looking over the stats?
Yeah, both teams' hitting percentage has definitely gone up here in this third set. Cougars up to 0.78. The Knights at 149. Hitting much better. Here in this third set, Cougars hitting 238 and the Knights 250. So definitely been a better set here in this third set. And we've said it all night, these teams have been so evenly matched, and really it's been the blocking that has stood out for the Knights, and it continues to stand out. 10 total blocks for the Knights compared to the 3 for the Cougars. Really,
yeah, well over the 1.94 per set. Well, that one doesn't make it over. Knights get to 17. Timeout works out in favor of the Knights. And the Cougars are below their 1.46 blocks per set. Right now, only at 1 block per set. The Knights right now at over 3. Wow, great dig from Pinkston. Hopkin goes off the block, gets the 18th point of the set to put the Knights up by 5. So this is a scary moment. Miller may be forced to call another timeout if the Knights get the point here. Miller brings in a substitute we haven't seen recently, Destiny McIntosh. And what's the call here? Calling long. Is the referees, down ref and the up ref, taking a look at each other, conferring, and the ball being called long. No touch, 13-19.
yeah, the line judge here had no vision because Courtney was right in front of her, and she told the head referee there, I wasn't able to see it. Courtney was right in front of her. As you mentioned, getting together there and making the right call.
Wow, great serve, giving the Knights an opportunity for a free play here. First time we've seen a swing from Burrows. And Warnick being on the front line, not recognizing where she was in the rotation. So cheeky. Calling his second timeout as the Knights get to 7-point lead in this third set, up 2-0. So in conversation with Karchner yesterday, came across her sitting in the hallway up by my office. Just took a minute to talk with her, and she was like, you know, we want to go in and have a good game, but we really want to show that we're the dominant team out here. Averett was picked first in the conference, and certainly there's a lot of respect. But Karchner, and then I saw her today, and she looked at me, and she said, I am so hyped for this game. And you can see the way she's playing. You know, living up to that hype. Karchner hitting 308, best on the team, 5 kills, 1 error. 9 blocks, 9 total blocks for Karchner. She is all over the place. The Cougars need to get a point here. This is you can't afford to go. I mean, I'm not sure you can afford to go down 7, but They got to start somewhere for the comeback.
And it starts with the serve receive, and Gray able to do a good job there.
And that was the play they wanted. They had everything they wanted with Gray. This is reminiscent of the end of that second set where Gray was playing perfect.
Yep.
And they just weren't able to capitalize on her serve receive. Great call, Adam. Now the Knights up by 8. Coach Miller has no timeouts left. He's going to have to just live with what comes. Mangum hits it in the net. Your best player thus far in terms of kind of momentum, although she's fallen off, now hitting 0-0-0 for the match. Tied with 6 kills, but also 6 hitting errors. Barris is doing a great job. Oh, just barely the top of the tape. This is what the Cougars needed. They needed something to get a point, get the ball back on their hands.
Yeah, you can see it in their faces, in the demeanor. After that timeout, when they weren't able to get the point, momentum really dropped for them.
Pinkston really fixing her play in serve receive. Burrow's not able to give it over, and a great swing from the middle blocker, Morgan Barnes. Playing that middle spot, comes at it. There was no real block there. She saw it, just put it straight down. No need to mess around. Deason, the freshman, 2 straight points, exactly what the Cougars needed. Hopkin on the serve. Deason gets there, and they're going to get a chance to do it all over again. And the pancake was there. Great play. And McIntosh not able to finish off the play, as I think that was the libero, Aaron Gray, on the pancake. Man, is she good. Gray only with, she has 13 digs total. She's fantastic. The Knights still up by 8. Deason goes high off the ceiling. Ball comes back down too quick for any of the Cougars to get there. And the Knights now, unexpectedly, in a position to sweep this. Up 9 points, 24-15. Monson goes to Gray. Opportunity to finish it out now for the Knights. Goes to Pinkston to finish it, and she does finish the game. Pinkston off the block. Great effort by the Cougars. Sweep the first game, come back and get swept. That's not the way you want to finish it, but Coach Miller over there clapping his team on. I'm sure they feel disappointed as they came into this season, highly ranked, top ranked in the conference in terms of the preseason poll. The Knights, though, as Karshner said, wanted to put a stamp and a message to the rest of the conference. Do you think she did that?
I think they did, Coach. And her herself played great. Might have been the player of the game with those blocks. Been great all season, but really just separated herself tonight.
Completely agree, Adam. I'd give that player of the game to Karchner. Her husband Riley watching in the crowd. Family at home. Got to be proud of her play.
Yeah, ended the night with 5 kills and 9 total blocks.
That is unbelievable play from her. Overall, the Knights finished with 174 hitting, and it was really that third set they built up 106 in the first set, 147 in the second set, third set 321. Adam, with all those blocks, that was going to be hard for the Cougars to overcome as they went from 93 in the first set down to negative 0.26 in the second. And then still only hitting 107 in the third, even though that was their highest hitting percentage of the night. 7 errors, 11 errors in the second set, 7 errors again in the third set. But I'm with you, Adam. 10 blocks. It was really the blocking. I thought the serve receive from Gray was amazing. She played fantastic. Just a little too much athleticism and blocking from the Knights to finish this game out in straight sets. So now if you go look at the schedule, the Knights will be hosting. I don't have it here. You're looking at the bracket, Adam.
Yeah,
What is it?
So the Knights will end up hosting the remainder of the tournament. They will play the winner of the Covenant and Berea matchup that happened tonight.
And Berea has some incredible players. Berea has one of the top players in the conference, De Jesus, who is just fantastic to watch.
So we'll have games starting at 4 on Friday. Second game will be at 6:30. I believe the Knights will play at 6:30.
Did the Knights play Berea this year? I don't think they played Berea. So that'll be an interesting matchup between the two of them if Berea gets through Covenant.
Yeah, so we'll see the Knights at 6:30 here on Friday. Conference championship will be at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
So if the Knights, so come join us on Knights Broadcasting at 6:30 on Friday afternoon. So I think I was saying Conference USA. It's USA South. Conference USA is the Division One.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not quite Conference USA. I apologize if I confused anybody out there. Thanks to my homie Chad Mahaffey for calling me out. Sent me a text. He keeps saying, Chad Mahaffey, our head athletic trainer.
You can count on him to call you out.
He will always keep me straight. Appreciate him. We are the USA South Conference. Want to give thanks to everybody that joined us. Great job in production. Earlier, we had Craig Reese here leading us out. This evening on this game, Paul Morrissey. We had Josh Bowen, Preston Rodriguez on camera. I'm Scotty Winterton, as I mentioned, joined by Adam Peterson. Join us on Friday. You don't want to miss that game. You don't want to be off of the bandwagon. You want to ride this thing all the way, if you're a Knights fan, into the NCAAs, if the Knights can get through the next two games. But one more, we'll see who it is. Adam, appreciate the opportunity to be here with you this evening. I'm really excited, as I know you are, Adam, for the university to be able to have this opportunity. You know, this is stuff that's really special for this small school here in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yeah, it is. It's great looking down on the court here, seeing members from across all different teams here celebrating this win for the Knights women's volleyball team. Great for the community, and we're excited to be here with you again on Friday night.